96.7 KCAL rocks. It is your Monday, man. Or excuse me, it is your Thursday. Pep, I'm getting all confused, man. It's time for some sports with our guy, Pep. Pep, what's up?
Hey, here's the good news. Monday, Thursday, doesn't matter, man. We got football tonight, right? So here's the deal. We've got some huge games. Patrick, I know you know this because your Seattle Seahawks are going to take on the LA Rams. Massive game in the NFC. Massive game in the NFC West. This is for first place. I mean, and some people are pointing towards the Rams as now maybe the best team in the NFC, maybe the team to beat in the, as we start looking at that Super Bowl picture. But this is a huge game. I think Seattle is maybe surprising a lot of teams. I think people expect the Rams to be pretty good, but Seattle, really turning heads this year.
We're turning heads, and I think part of it is because we haven't lost on the road. We're like the ultimate road dogs all of a sudden. Remember, our home field advantage used to be our whole thing. It's the reason we finally got our chip. Now, for some reason, we're the ultimate road dogs. So I think people, are starting to realize, like, wait a minute, what's going on up here in Seattle? But also, here we are on the road against a very good Rams team. So I could see this being a knockdown, drag-out fight. I actually could see it going either way in a close shootout.
Yeah, the Rams are really, especially Matt Stafford, really playing good football the last couple of weeks. And you make a good point about Seattle, man. For so many years, all those great Pete Carroll teams, they were so tough at home. And now they're going on the road and winning games. So kind of a change of identity, but it's working for Seattle. So, yeah, huge game for the NFC West lead this weekend in Los Angeles between the Rams and the Seahawks. On the flip side, over the AFC West, the Chiefs are going to play the Broncos. And I point this out because Kansas City has won the AFC West Championship 9 years in a row. This might be the year where a team not named Kansas City is going to win the AFC West. And right now, Denver is in the lead. Although, when we talk about the top teams in the AFC based on record, the Broncos, the Colts, the Patriots, people aren't, necessarily afraid of Denver. They keep poking holes in the Broncos and what they're doing this season, saying their offense just is not good enough.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, look at their what did Bill Parcells say? You are what your record says you are. You know what I mean? But this should be a knockdown, drag-out fight. That is very interesting when you said it like Ferris Bueller, 9 times. Yeah. When you've done it 9 times, wow, that's impressive.
And with Kansas City, like 1 week, they'll look pretty sharp, and people are saying, if the Chiefs are back, the road to the Super Bowl still goes through Arrowhead, like you've got to beat Kansas City. And the next week, they don't, and they might not even make the playoffs. So it's kind of hard to figure out who Kansas City is this season. But you're right, Denver, even though you can poke holes in all their success this year, and people are still doubting the Broncos, they are what their record says they are. And they're at the top of the AFC with New England, with Indianapolis. Everyone's excited about the Colts and Danny Dimes and Jonathan Taylor and how good they're doing. But Denver has the same record. And, if they could beat Kansas City this week, the game's in Denver, if they can beat Kansas City, they will certainly be in control of the AFC West.
And I think he's got a higher ceiling than Danny Dimes, because Danny Dimes, it seems like he's played his great football this season already. The thing about the Broncos that people aren't realizing is look at their record, and Bo Nix is capable of playing a lot better. So if anything, they're doing this. That's a sign of a championship team to me, when you can kind of play like crap and still win.
Yeah. And they have. It's like, well, Denver barely won that one. They only scored 13 points in that game. Yeah, but they still won. They still found a way to win. So if you're a Broncos fan, it could only go up from here, I would assume. And your record is already one of the best in the AFC. So things are looking good for the Denver Broncos in the AFC West right now. All right, a couple other big NFL games coming up this weekend. On the Chargers, they got the Jaguars. Jacksonville's kind of hard to figure out. Some weeks they look great, some weeks they don't look great. But this is a game that the Chargers could win.
Right. Travis Hunter, my kids are always all excited to see him, and they have him on Madden. Well, he's done for the rest of the season. And then Trevor Lawrence, he just has not lived up to what we have thought. He can be really good and really bad. Reminds me of my golf game, Pep.
You just never know, right? Every morning you wake up, you feel good, you go out there and you're like, I'm not so good today. Trevor Lawrence has certainly had some ups and downs, and Jacksonville has some good wins this season. They also have some bad wins this season. So they're kind of, Jekyll and Hyde. They're kind of hard to figure out this year. But the Chargers, I would say, is the favorite going into that one. We got another great one on Sunday Night Football. Eagles and Lions. I mean, that could be for the top spot in the NFC. Two teams that should be in the hunt for, playoff spots, NFC West championship games, all those sorts of things. And the Lions, they're coming on strong right now. A lot of people are looking at maybe a Lions versus Rams NFC championship game at the end of the season.
Wow, man. But it's shaping up to be that way. So far, so good. I could easily see that.
Yeah, and after a slow start by Detroit, kind of like the Rams too, like the last couple of weeks, it's like, okay, the Lions are legit, the Rams are legit. It's that time of the year where you kind of separate the contenders from the pretenders, right? Who's actually good? By the time you get to the holidays, you're going to find out who is actually in the hunt for the championship.
It's true, man. If you're still surviving, that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's a good time of the year. And finally, from the NFL, the Giants, man, letting go of their head coach, Brian Daboll. So, of course, all the rumors are swirling. Who's going to be the next head coach of the New York Football Giants? I mean, I've heard Lane Kiffin's name being tossed around, John Gruden's name being tossed around. They got to make a big splash because they do have a good young core. When they get healthy, I think they're going to be tough, especially, Malik Neighbors, Cam Scadaboo, Jackson Dart. I mean, they've got a good young core. They just need the right coach to get that right.
They love throwing out those names, man. Even Belichick. That name bounced around a little bit with his history of the Giants, but I don't think that's likely. John Gruden with his lawsuit against the NFL, and it kind of appears he's winning. That doesn't seem like that's going to happen. So it's interesting. Who is it going to be?
Yeah, someone said, Lane Kiffin, because, he coached Jackson Dart at Ole Miss. Like, maybe he'd follow him up. Who knows? I think the Giants are going to try to make a big splash. It's not going to be some coordinator we've never heard of, but we'll see what they end up doing. Yeah. And finally, college football. Man, if you like college football, you are going to have a feast this weekend. We've got so many great games in the Big Ten. You've got USC at home against Iowa. You've got UCLA on the road at Ohio State, and all the stuff going on with the Bruins. If they're going to leave the Rose Bowl, but it doesn't matter. They're going to Columbus for this one to take on Ohio State. So we got some juicy ones in the Big Ten, Patrick.
Just quickly, let's visit that. How about them leaving the Rose Bowl? I don't like it at all. I do kind of get it, though. I think, this looks like a corporate move to me, because there's always that saying that since they don't have, a football stadium on campus, that kids don't necessarily go there as much as they would, if that is true. And I can say that is true. I went to Washington State, and I mean, when you can walk one block to the football game and run out of the bar with your friends or whatever, you are going to go to that game. I mean, there's a lot of people saying, hey, the kids aren't going to go to SoFi either, but maybe it's just up to a corporation, and that's why they don't care.
Bingo, you're exactly right, Patrick. Wait, you're telling me it's about the money? Are you what? Yeah, no, you're exactly right, and that's the thing. I'm a tradition guy, man. I love UC and UCLA in the Rose Bowl, but it's not like, I'm going to go to SoFi instead. I mean, is SoFi a little closer? Yeah, it's a little closer, but man, it's not like having a college stadium on campus. Like that's a totally different thing. It's not like SoFi is going to be packed and sold out every single weekend when UCLA's home. That's not going to be the case. So yeah, it's very interesting to make that move. I get it, but it's not gonna solve the problem of getting kids to the games.
No. So we'll keep an eye on that as well, man. So what are they going to do now? Just soccer matches and concerts or whatever at the Rose Bowl, or special games?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they'll still host the Rose Bowl, right? The granddaddy of them all, if that's the case. And like you said, concerts. I know Major League Soccer and international soccer games take place at the Rose Bowl as well. So I mean, there'll still be stuff going on. But for UCLA not to be in the Rose Bowl sounds kind of weird to actually say that out loud.
Yeah, and being a kid growing up in Seattle, I mean, Pasadena and the Rose Bowl was the promised land. And I mean, I've been to a Rose Bowl before with Washington State, and I mean, it was unbelievable and absolutely awesome. So it makes me sad.
Yeah, it's a legendary place, right? It's a legendary place for college football.
A lot of cool stuff has happened in there. That's why we talked to our guy, Pep. We will on Monday as well after a big weekend of sports. Tell him how to get your stuff,
Dude, I'm going to feast all weekend on some great football. In the meantime, check us out on Inland Sports. We're on X, we're on Instagram and Facebook. We're also on YouTube. That's Inland Sports.
Thanks, Pep.